Alright, so I've been meaning to do a little bit of a follow-up video to talk about, some D&D stuff, what's been going on. I haven't been playing much, by myself, really. I've been running a campaign. That's been a lot of fun, taking up a bit of, good bit of my time. In fact, I'm not even really playing video games or anything. I've been, painting some miniatures like I did a Mahadi. Let's see if I can focus on him. Anyway, I've been painting miniatures and just sort of having a lot of fun with, planning out the adventures and stuff, using the tiles I've been talking about a lot. And I think the last video I did, I was talking about solo play and things like that. But I've been kind of inspired somewhat, and this is sort of taken over. I've been kind of running them through some, I guess, kind of like a Frankenstein of Dragon Heist, and I'm throwing in a little Out of the Abyss. I'm actually using some of the toys they released recently. That's a Xanathar, right? So the group is, right now they're in Waterdeep. They started out, they're a couple dwarves, 3 dwarves. My brother's playing a paladin and a cleric, and his friend there, he's playing like a fighter. He's new to Dungeons and Dragons, checking it out. So we're doing it simple. We're actually building a strange type of Eldritch Knight that's going to be using druidic spells. So I'll let you know more about that. Kind of writing up a subclass as we go. I guess that's kind of how you could look at it. So they left Gauntlgrim. That's where they started out. It's kind of like where they're from. They took like some travel. I was gonna do some adventuring on the way down to Gauntlgrim, or excuse me, they headed to Waterdeep from Gauntlgrim, and they stopped at one town, stopped at another, and then expedited themselves to Waterdeep. And we've been playing out of the what's this called again? The Yawning Portal, my little version of it. Been having a lot of fun. They're doing some adventures. They just hit with yesterday's. I think we played yesterday. With yesterday's adventure, they hit level 5, and this was the map. In fact, it's crazy. I didn't expect this, but I've used this same map for 3 sessions now, and it hasn't. I mean, it's been okay. So they came in here. Ignore the the stuff like these minis aren't here. I was just kind of goofing off. I wasn't gonna make this video. It's really late, but I said, why not, right? So, like, they came in through here initially, and they just sort of, like, the first adventure literally only took right here. Like, the first night that we played in this, and then, what was this? This is the second or third time, I think. At any rate, they've come in here a couple times. They still got to come back in here, because they haven't gone into the crypt section. So, if they come back in here, then, I'm going to have to, I can't leave this sitting out all week. So I came up with a nice little system. If you decide you're using these tiles or anything like them, is like, I'll keep track of how I'm taking them apart. Of course, I'll take a picture, maybe a couple pictures. Like I even used, let's see, not that. I used one of these tactical maps. Here it is, this one. So, extending from here, this was caved in. I had that. Hold on. I had that caved in, but goblins had cut a hole in and down, kind of like curling around, kind of like curled stairs, but, dug out of the ground, into this subterranean section that I had this map out of that, tiles and reincarnated map set, and I used this, and it worked out really nice, They had a really nice battle. That's why I have all these guys out. They took on a bunch of goblins, a bunch of bugbears. There was even a manticore that they didn't have to kill, but they got credit for. And it was a lot of fun. And I'm not going to spoil it all, but that made a presence, or made an appearance. Good old Aranax. So it was a lot of good time. It's funny, too, because, like, I have the books out. And we're sitting here talking about D&D, we're getting ready for the sessions or whatever. I've got these, and he was asking me, not my brother, but his friend there, Ryan. He was like, hey, I got a friend who wants to check D&D out, watch Stranger Things a few times, blah, blah, blah. We want to do one of those one-shots out of that book. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm thinking like, okay, we're up like a first level fighter. Maybe we'll do like, oh, I don't know. I was thinking like a Dark Sun kind of gladiatorial type of experience, right? We might do that. But he's like, oh, no, I'm not the one, level 100. Right? He has those characters out of the back. And I didn't like think, I didn't cross my mind. And later on I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute. He's talking about these guys. He wants to play the old school, you know, Thaco, AC, like is low instead of high. He's like, the only thing I don't understand is why the AC is so low. Why is it only 5? And I'm like, well, I had to explain to him that the rules were different back then. They used the Thaco and they used this and that, blah, blah, blah. But those, these characters are meant, the ones that the pre-rolls are meant, you see the name, Circe, Perseus. Especially back in the day, they used a lot of those old Greek gods or whatever gods. So you got Artemis and Hermes and this and that. But you can make your own, clearly. And that's actually kind of like what I like to encourage people who play with me, especially the newer players. Like, the limitation here is your imagination. And I'm not saying be all cheesy with it, but if you want to be cheesy with it, the stories are your own. Like, for especially new upcoming DMs, Dungeon Masters, who want to make their own stories and stuff, you know? Make the story your own. If you want to play a 100th level one-shot and face off against, what was his name? Orcus? I think that's what one of the original renditions of Orcus. He's a god of the undead. There's a new version of him. I've actually got a big old miniature, probably about the size of that, a little bigger miniature for Orcus. So maybe one day they will face off against Orcus. Who knows? Might be fun. But like I said, I just wanted to touch base. And, you know, we're still playing D&D. Still having fun with it. This got messed up, but whatever. Like I said, I got to tear it down and get ready for just not having this here all week. So, all right. I've been chatting long enough. See you later.